looked at me like you used to, but not long enough to mean what it used to. I fixed my hair like that would help. You said, hey, I said it back. You asked how's life, I lied with grace. You smiled but not at my face. You looked fine like nothing cracked. I looked okay but wanted back. I was there but felt too small. You stood tall, I curled up. I said I'm good but I still break. You looked fine and I felt fake. You asked about that old cafe. I remembered but turned away. I laughed too quick, you blinked too long, and both of us knew something's gone. You didn't flinch, I held my hand. You moved like we never began. I was there but felt erased. You held still, I lost my place. You looked right through what we were. You looked fine, I looked unsure. You grew past, I stayed the same. You don't ask and I don't blame. You looked fine and that's okay, but I still shake most days. I wish I knew how to pretend. You looked fine, I played the end. Keep replaying what I said. Your eyes went quiet, I lost my thread. I pushed too hard, I crossed the line. You gave me trust, I dropped mine. Now I'm awake with nothing left, a hollow chest and no reset. If I could go back, take back the night, but wrong words don't fade, they burn in the light. It's all my fault, I broke us down. I turned your smile into lost and found. I trade every breath just to rewrite, but it's all my fault. I lost the fight. Your coat's still here, I hide the key. I tell my friends don't wait on me, 'cause every street still says your name, and every silence feels the same. If I had listened, boy, if I stayed still, maybe your heart would be mine still. It's all my fault, I broke us down. I turned your smile into lost and found. I trade every breath just to rewrite, but it's all my fault. It's all my fault. I broke us down. The truth is sharp. It cuts me now. I'd give all I am for one more try, but it's all my fault. I said goodbye. It's all my fault. I hear it still. Your voice fades out, but mine never will. The street feels empty. I walk too slow. Every step I take, I hope you know. We never said the hardest part. I carried silence close to my heart. You asked for truth, I looked away. The weight of that choice won't go away. If I had told you what I hide, would you be still? You're still on my side. Still on my side. You should have been. I played it safe. I lost instead. I trade every night just to confide. If you could be still on my side. The house is quiet, the days run long. I hum old lines for our favorite song. Your picture stares from the frame I keep. It follows me when I can't sleep. I should have broken down my pride. Now all I want is one last try. Still on my side. I held too much. I lost within. I lost within. I trade every night just to confide. If you could be still on my side. I count the days I let slip by. I see the truth I can't deny. You asked for love, I turned away, and now I live with what I say. Still on my side. The words I need, the chance I lost, still cuts me deep. I trade every night just to confide. If you could be still on my side. The street feels empty. I walk too slow. Still on my side. You'll never know. Light still burns. I don't turn it down. I wait for sound that never comes around. You asked if I could tell the truth. I smiled instead, I lost my proof. The moment passed, I let it slide, and with that silence, a part of us died. If I had spoken, if I had stayed, maybe our love would not decay. Left unspoken, it tore us down. The weight of words I never found. I gave you the space I couldn't fill. Left unspoken, it lingers still. The table said 2 chairs remain. I trace the glass and call your name. I write confessions I never sent, then fold them back again. If I had broken down my pride, maybe tonight you'd still be mine. Left unspoken, it tore us down. The weight of words I never found. I gave you the space I couldn't fill. Left unspoken, it lingers still. I replay the night, I let it fade. I shut my mouth on what I prayed, and now the silence calls your name, but I'm the one who takes the blame. Left unspoken, it haunts me now. The words I kept, I can't allow. I'd give every breath for just one try. Left unspoken is how we die. The light still burns, I don't turn it down. Left unspoken still holds me now. I left the light on the floor. I don't know why, I needed more. You asked me once if I was fine. I shook my head but drew the line. The words I saved I couldn't use, and silence wrote the way I lose. If I had spoken, if I had tried, would you have stayed here by my side? Kept too quiet, it broke my trust. The love I held turned into dust. I lost the chance to call it true. Kept too quiet, and I lost you. Your jacket's still on the second chair. I sit alone, pretend you're there. The notes I wrote will never speak. They weigh me down when nights get weak. If I had broken down my fear, maybe I'd still have you right here. Kept too quiet, said they fill the space inside my head. And though I wish I could undo, the truth is gone, I silenced you. Kept too quiet, it haunts my days. The things I save in fragile ways. I lost the chance to call it true. Kept too quiet, and I lost you. I left the light on the floor. I don't know why I needed more. You left your phone face down, no sound. Said nothing, but I heard it loud. You asked if I'm fine right after you left. I said I don't know. You said that's fair. You laughed at the movie, but didn't look once. I watched your shoulder like it might respond. You hold my hand and let it go. You never fight but leave too slow. You were quiet, but it sounded like goodbye. You didn't flinch when I started to cry. You always talk, just not when it counts. I wait for words, you leave them out. I read your message, 3 dots then none. You said tomorrow, but never come. I brought you coffee, you left it cold. I stayed through things you'll never hold. You didn't lie, but didn't stay. You were honest in a selfish way. You were quiet, but it sounded like goodbye. You watched the door, but didn't ask why. You always mean to not mean much, but every pause feels like a cut. Just something real. You say it softly so you don't feel. But I heard you leave when you stayed that night. And silence can't make it right. You were quiet, but it sounded like goodbye. You didn't move when I asked you. Just far enough to not be near, but close to love. You were quiet, and I knew that was the loudest thing you'd do. The night was still, you turned off tried to speak, but nothing landed. The space between us had enough. I reached for something I could hold to, but you had already given up. I swore I wouldn't notice, but I always do. I'm fading from your eyes, even when I stand right here. I keep searching for a sign, but it's clear you don't feel near. I'm fading from your eyes. I hear your name in every silence. I keep pretending it's a song. I trace the shape of all our moments, but they don't last for long. I swore I wouldn't notice, but I always do. I'm fading from your eyes, even when I stand right here. I keep searching for a sign, but it's clear you don't feel near. I'm fading from your eyes. If I begged you for the truth, would you let it show? Or was I gone already long before I'd know? I'm fading from your eyes, even when I stand right here. I keep searching for a sign, but it's clear you don't feel near. I'm fading from your eyes. The night was still, you turned away. We we almost made it. That's the part that stays. You left your hoodie, I left your name, in places we never said out loud, but felt just the same. We were quiet, but not gentle. We were close, but not enough. Almost lovers, almost true, almost something I could run to, but the almost is what broke me. I kept the ticket from that night. I said I'd throw it out, but it's still in the drawer. I don't want you back, just wanna know if you ever wondered too. Almost honest, almost clear, almost ready, but not this year. Almost you, almost me. Almost ready, but not completely. You said, hey, been a while. With that smile I used to fall for, but it didn't cut this time, not like before. You asked if I still write songs about things that went all wrong, but I don't, not since you, and not for long. You looked around like the past could fit, but baby, I don't live in it. I'm not the same me who cried when you left, not the girl who clung to every breath. I've outgrown the need to be seen by someone who once chose to leave. I'm not the same me. You said you thought we had a spark, but love shouldn't leave so many marks. I smiled and said we had our part. I forgave you before you asked, not for you, but for my past. I'm not the same me you used to hold. I learned to bloom on my own. You were a chapter, not the whole. I closed that book and took back my soul. I'm not the same. You don't know me. I thought you were choosing me the way I was choosing you. You held my hand but looked away. You smiled, but only on the surface. I told myself this is love, but love should never feel like guessing. You said the right things at the wrong times, and I listened like they still meant something. You made it feel like almost was enough, like silence could speak louder than touch. I wanted what it could have been, but now I'm holding what it wasn't. I gave you every soft part, but you only noticed the shape of my shadow. I asked if you were happy. You said you don't need to worry. You didn't break me, you just let me believe you could stay. You made it feel like we were almost real, like closeness could come without meaning. I stayed for what it could have been, but now I'm walking away from what it wasn't. I could tell from the way you checked at your phone that we weren't gonna stay. You talked like you had a buzz to catch, even when we had all night. I asked if you were happy. You said this is nice. liked being seen, and I held on like holding would make you believe. You smiled, but not at me. You kissed, but didn't mean it long enough. I waited in my own house like a guest with no bags. Maybe you tried, but trying isn't staying, and you never unpacked. You weren't gonna stay, and now I know I was the warmth you borrowed, not the home, but I still leave the porch light on, just in case. The river bent like a question, and you stood on the wrong side, smiling. You said, "This feels right," with hands that shook while holding mine. I believed in timing, but maybe we ran out before we met. I stayed where the water curved toward you. We met where the river bends, where the current hesitated just long enough to touch. I built a bridge with my hands. You built a boat and sailed away. You taught me how to wait without waiting, how to smile through slow goodbyes. I learned how to say it's fine without meaning it. The river still bends where you left, and I still wait in sometimes. But I don't build bridges anymore. We met where the river bends, where I just turns out that healing is quieter than I thought. I deleted the photos, not out of anger, just I didn't want to see your hands in my memories anymore. And I don't flinch when someone asked what happened. I just say it wasn't meant to last. You didn't break me, but you did. Leave a silence, I still walk around. I'm okay, and I mean it this time, but I'm still not happy. And I think I'm learning to live with that. I watched you walk into the room like I didn't exist, but I was right there. You talked like nothing had meaning. I listened like it all was meant for me. You touched my arm like it was habit. I froze like maybe it could be more. You smiled at something behind me, and I smiled back anyway. You didn't see it, but I was falling. You didn't hear it, but my heart was loud. I stood still while everything in me was reaching for you, and you didn't look. I stayed late just in case. You said something, but you only said goodbye. I don't blame you for not knowing, but I still feel it like you should. You didn't see it, but I was trying. You didn't ask, but I had answers.